Man, you ever have one of those days where everything's riding on a single moment, and then life just throws you a curveball? That was Marcus Thompson's morning, tearing through downtown Detroit in a thunderstorm, clutching a plastic bag with his resume like it's his ticket out of hell. He's got 7 minutes to make it to the biggest job interview of his life at Pinnacle Financial, and he's thinking, this is it. This could fix everything: mom's meds, my brother's tuition, the whole damn mess. Then, boom, he sees this old guy crumpled on the sidewalk, suit soaked, briefcase split open, papers flying like leaves in the wind, gasping like he's drowning in the rain. Marcus freezes. Help this stranger, or save his own future. 6 hours earlier, Marcus is up at 5:30 a.m. in his tiny apartment on the east side, alarms screaming through walls so thin you can hear the neighbors arguing about who stole whose parking spot. He doesn't hit snooze. He can afford to. He's been out of work for 2 years, scraping by on odd jobs, saving every dime for this day. The suit he's wearing? Borrowed from his buddy Carlos, who wore it to his cousin's funeral. Marcus irons it on his wobbly kitchen table, careful not to burn the only decent clothes he's got. His mom's in the next room, pricking her finger for her blood sugar test, wincing as she checks the numbers. "You nervous, baby?" she asks, her voice soft but tired. "A little," he admits, sitting on her bed. "What if they look at me and see I don't know? Not enough?" She grabs his hand, her fingers frail from years of diabetes eating at her. "Marcus, you got your daddy's heartstrong good. You see people, really see him. That's more than any resume." His dad, a firefighter who died when Marcus was a kid, taught him one thing: character's what you do when the world ain't looking. Now, back to that Detroit downpour. Marcus is sprinting, heart pounding, 4 blocks from Pinnacle's shiny glass tower. The rain's coming down so hard it's like the city's trying to drown itself. His phone buzzes. 6 minutes left. Then he spots the old man, maybe 70, clutching his chest, face gray as the storm clouds. Papers from his busted briefcase are floating in puddles: contracts, spreadsheets, stuff that looks like it could move markets. Everyone else just walks by, heads down, umbrellas up, like this guy's invisible. A slick-looking businessman in a trench coat steps over him without a glance. A woman on her phone, yammering about stock prices, doesn't even break stride. Marcus checks his phone. 5 minutes. He can still make it. But then the guy croaks, "Help, please." And it's like a punch to Marcus's gut. He thinks of his dad, of his mom's words, and drops his bag. "I got you, sir," he says, kneeling in the freezing water. "What's your name?" Edward Grayson." The man gasps, eyes wild with pain. Marcus dials 911, his hands shaking. "Ambulance, corner of Woodward and Jefferson, older guy, chest pain, can't breathe good." The operator's voice crackles. "Units are delayed, maybe 20 minutes. Too long." Marcus rips off Carlos's suit jacket, drapes it over Edward to keep him dry, and starts grabbing soggy papers, stuffing them into the briefcase. "Leave him," Edward wheezes. "Nah, these look important," Marcus says, not knowing he's saving documents worth millions. A security guard from Pinnacle's lobby peeks out, sees the mess, and shouts, "You good?" Marcus waves, desperate. "Call 911, man. He needs help." The guard hesitates, mutters something about ambulances already coming, and ducks back inside. Marcus wants to yell, but Edward's fading, lips turning blue. "Stay with me, Mr. Grayson. Tell me about your family. Got a wife." Edward's breathing slows, just a bit. "Clara, 45 years. She's stubborn, won't let me have pie." Marcus chuckles, keeping him talking. "Sounds like she loves you. Kids, 2 boys, engineers. Smart ass, both of them." 10 minutes later, sirens cut through the storm. Paramedics rush over, oxygen mask ready. "You kept him stable," one says, impressed. "Might have saved his life." They load Edward onto a stretcher, and he grabs Marcus's wrist. "Come with me." Marcus glances at his phone. 3 missed calls from Pinnacle HR. His interview's toast, but he nods. "All right, I'm with you." In the ambulance, Edward studies him, like he's seeing something rare. That interview, it was important, wasn't it? Marcus shrugs, staring at his ruined resume. Pinnacle Financial. Analyst job. But there'll be others maybe. His voice cracks. She knows that's a lie. At the hospital, Marcus sits in the waiting room, soaked to the bone, thinking about his mom's meds, his brother's dreams, all slipping away. Then a doctor walks up. You came with Mr. Grayson? He's stable, thanks to you. Wants to see you. In Edward's room, the old man looks better, color back in his face. Marcus, you gave up everything out there, he says, voice steady now. Why? Marcus shrugs. You needed help. Simple as that. Edward pulls out a business card. Take this. Marcus glances at it. Edward Grayson, CEO, Pinnacle Financial. His stomach drops. You're the CEO? Edward nods. Was supposed to interview you myself today. Saw something better than any resume. You chose me over your future. Next day, Edward calls Marcus to a diner in his neighborhood, a little spot called Mama's Kitchen. Over coffee, Edward lays it out. I'm not offering you the analyst job. I want you as my executive assistant. Learn the business, top to bottom. Full health coverage for your mom, scholarship for your brother. And in 2 years, we talk partnership. Marcus is stunned. Sir, I don't have the experience. Edward leans forward. Experience I can teach. Character? That's you. Then he slides over a folder. This is bigger than you and me. The Integrity Project, investing in people who do the right thing, no matter the cost. Zero interest loans, startup funds, scholarships, all based on one thing, integrity. I want you to build it. Marcus reads the plan, heart racing. It's a chance to lift up people like his mom, his neighbors, folks who've been invisible to the world. 6 months later, Marcus stands in Pinnacle's boardroom, sharp in a tailored suit, pointing at a map of Detroit dotted with 50 blue pins. Each one's a story: a single dad who started a carpentry business after fixing neighbors' homes for free, a teacher who bought books for kids out of her own pocket, now running a literacy program. The Integrity Project's created 300 jobs, $2 million in revenue, no defaults. CNN's calling it a revolution. Marcus's mom is healthy, his brother's at college, and he's still the guy who'd kneel in a storm for a stranger. But life's got a way of testing you. A year later, Marcus is heading to a board meeting where Edward's naming him successor. It's raining again, and he spots a young woman, Sophia Alvarez, struggling with a stroller, her interview papers soaked. She's late for you, guessed at Pinnacle. Marcus doesn't hesitate, shields her with his umbrella, gathers her papers, and pays for her cab. Tell him Marcus Thompson sent you, he says, grinning. He walks into the meeting dripping wet, and Edward just smiles. Let me guess, someone needed help? Turns out, Sophia was Edward's final test. You're still you, Edward says, and the board claps, naming Marcus the future of Pinnacle. Here's the thing: Marcus didn't just save one guy that day. He started a movement. Those 50 pins. Their families eating better, kids in school, communities growing stronger. Kindness isn't just a moment, it's a ripple that keeps going. So, tell me in the comments, when's the last time someone's kindness changed your day? Or when did you choose to help, even when it cost you? Hit that like button if you think good people can still change the world, and subscribe for more stories like Marcus's. Your moment's coming while you do when it does.